Hey guys, what's up? MurderofBirds here. Welcome back to the channel. So we're going to be jumping into RWBY Volume 7 with Chapter 8. This is going to be my reaction to it. And this is also going to be the last reaction that you guys get for RWBY Volume 7 this year for 2019, as we will be going on a Christmas break, a holiday break rather, nondescript winter holiday. I celebrate Christmas, of course, but we will not be getting a new RWBY chapter. This is going to be uploaded on my channel on December 28th, but we will be getting Chapter 9 at the start of 2020 on January 4th. So that's going to be ultimately for the holiday break for Rooster Teeth and the RWBY, also for the community in general to kind of spend it with friends and family around the festive holiday season. You know what I mean? And also ushering the new year. So, you know, Volume 7 has been great so far. Obviously, 2019, there's been a lot of ups and downs overall. But I do want to say I appreciate all of you guys who have supported me, who have supported the channel, who've enjoyed the content that I've given out this year, even though I would say 2019 definitely wasn't my greatest year. There was a lot of ups and downs. I had a moving session where content was kind of fluctuating around that time. There was a few dry spells during the summer. But, you know, for the most part, I got out a few games that I was excited of playing. Kingdom Hearts 3 and Sekiro. I made it further in Red vs. Blue, finishing out the Project Freelancer storyline. You know, and being super excited for RWBY ever since RTX Austin 2019 was really fun and exciting. And we still have another 5 chapters to close out the volume going into 2020. Also, the channel super close as of right now, as of my current recording, super close to 100K. Fingers crossed that we're still able to make 100,000 by December 31st as like a closing of the last decade, you know what I mean? Especially since that's when I started my channel. But ultimately, this is going to be my last reaction for RWBY Volume 7 for 2019, formally speaking. Obviously, reactions will be picking up and continuing after January 4th once Chapter 9 comes out, and I hope you guys look forward to it. But going into this chapter, we know that there's going to be a hoity-toity, fancy, dancy type of banquet session going on at Jacques Schnee's manor. This is probably going to be a very diplomatic-esque episode where there's going to be a lot of talking and casual silver-tongued demeanor, like for people like Jacques and Ironwood, who are going to be facing off against each other. Ironwood's going to be defending his seat on the council, probably due to all of the backlash of the public and just in general his position as the general, as the headmaster, as holding 2 seats on the council now that Jacques basically has some power to him with being the new council person. I have 3 expectations going into this chapter because it seems like everybody's invited, so Ironwood and his like plus 20s or whatever. So I assume Team RWBY is going to be there. Team Juniper is going to be there. Winter. I don't know about Penny. But obviously it's going to be a very formal function. So I'm expecting formal outfits, you know, so dresses, you know, suits and ties and stuff like that. I really hope we get to see Klein because you know what I mean? This is going to be held at the Schnee Manor, and this is obviously based on, you know, how the Schnee Manor was presented in Volume 4, where they had that charity after party, and we got to see Klein introduced in Volume 4, we got to see Whitley introduced in Volume 4, we got Jacques in Volume 4, and so I really want to see Klein again because he helped Weiss escape at the end of Volume 4. I want to be able to see, hopefully, fingers crossed, Mama Schnee's debut. You know what I mean? It's a formal function. You know, obviously Jacques going to want to play up for, you know, public relations in terms of like having a supportive family by his side and all that other stuff. So Mama Schnee's introduction, Klein's return, formal attire, and ultimately I really want to see the dynamic of potentially having every Schnee under the same roof. You know, how does Winter interact with Jacques? How does Whitley interact with Winter? How do any of them interact with the mother if she's in fact introduced? And what we're going to get in this 15-minute chapter that's going to essentially be the cliffhanger that leaves us off until 2020 when Chapter 9 returns for the continuation of the volume. But I'm excited either way. I hope you guys are too. I really have nothing else to kind of say, but again, thank you guys so much for your support this past year for the RWBY videos, the reactions, the discussions. I know the reviews are really behind, but I'm going to try to get some of those out during the break, even though the episodes are kind of far behind at this point. A lot of you guys enjoyed the rapid fire that I did for the initial chapter, and I want to kind of still produce that content. It is taking me a while, I do apologize, but I appreciate the support you guys showed me in 2019, whether the channel was, you know, at its highest highs or its lowest lows. I know there was a lot of fluctuation with me moving and a few dry spells during the summer, but ultimately you guys have showed me nothing but, you know, support, kindness, encouragement overall. The channel's close to reaching 100K subs, like I mentioned, And, you know, I want to have a lot of things in store for you guys going into 2020 after RWBY 7 ends. So thank you for your continued support. As always, leave your thoughts in the comments. And without further ado, let us begin. All right, guys, we're going to be jumping into RWBY Volume 7 with Chapter 8 titled Cordially Invited. Jacques and Ironwood engage in a dangerous game of wits. Meanwhile, the kids must face their most dangerous threat yet, a high-class dinner party. I've been talking about this, I think, since the volume started, but I honestly feel like Volume 7 is just a high-class remake of Volume 2. There have been so many, I don't know if this is intentional, but there have been so many beats and so many similarities and so many vibes that remind me of the Volume 2 days. This moment here especially reminds me of the Volume 2 Beacon dance, you know, especially like with RWBY not being a very dancey, prancy kind of girl, hating those stupid lady stilts and stuff like that. But obviously this seems more political and way more formal for the occasion. But yeah, I couldn't help but think of something more fancier than like the Volume 2 Beacon dance where everyone was dressed to impress, you know, dancing and having a good time. This is obviously most likely going to be anything but a good time, especially, you know, the only one that I can see having a good time during this whole thing is going to be Jacques. But with all that said, I hope you guys enjoy. As always, leave your thoughts in the comment section. And without further ado, we're going to be starting this in 3, 2, 1, now. All right, here we go. I don't know why it always glitches out like that. Anyways, 15 minutes, 36 seconds. A lot of stuff to get through. Short amount of time. Let's get started. Keep dreaming about a better world. You keep wishing for some clarity. Always hoping that a lightning bolt is gonna save you from this gravity. You're holding out for some romantic life. Maybe you'll wake up in a world of charm. Oh, but when it can set you free, you don't have to dream. Your life's a masterpiece if you just believe. And all you see is all you need. Right now your hopes are shattered, just pointless ever after. But in time you'll find through love your power just shines. I love you, Penny! When you don't know where to turn to, and you're sure all hope is gone. When the day you waited for won't come, and dark won't yield to dawn. Trust love, and open up your eyes. Trust love. The truth is there, but sometimes in disguise. The way's uncertain, but we're together, moving towards the light. When we trust in love and open up our eyes. Let's go! Woo! All right. Dancy fancy dress dinner party, you are cordially invited!
Takeover into a fucky PR move.
Yep, that's Jacques, all right.
To break bread and hash things out.
Which Jean?
Maybe it won't be so bad.
He wasn't in the last chapter.
We do want the general to start opening up to these people, right?
Okay.
Yeah, but on his terms.
Yeah.
Ironwood's going to be locked in a room at his rival's own dinner party.
Yep.
Jacques says he's
I can imagine someone's gonna probably poison his meal or something.
Controlling the conversation.
Not hard to imagine how that's gonna play out.
I still can't believe he won. Robin was supposed to be the people's champion, wasn't she?
What? You guys can't.
There's just too many
you can't picture Watts. He's a dead man.
Your dad might have something to do with Salem?
Yeah. Well,
I think my father
directly,
would do whatever
indirectly.
It takes to win.
Yeah.
And we should do the same.
Fuck.
Meaning, well,
do whatever it takes to win.
Better than you. And out of everyone going tonight, I'd say you're the only one who could snoop around the house and not be questioned.
Oh!
If Jacques Schnee is up to something,
girl. Undercover
I think
best
we should
girl.
know what it is.
Yeah. I wonder if Whitley's gonna tell her anything about Watts, because he knows his name, he knows what he looks like, he at least has that level of information, and slowly but surely I think Weiss is gonna put together. Wow, this is fancy AF. Oh, the Aesops are here too. Team RWBY, Team Juniper, the Aesops. Welcome home, Winter.
Suppose we should smile.
Even the music's hoity-toity.
Sir, with all due respect, you'd have to pay me.
Oh, I love it. Oh my God, everyone's home. I'm the only one excited about it, no doubt.
Good evening, everyone.
Whitley Schnee.
Where's Klein?
Clan!
What an interesting way to say, hello, dear brother, how have you been?
Oh, where is he?
I'm afraid you won't find him here. He was let go. I can't imagine why.
Cause he let Weiss go.
General, exactly how large do you think our dining room table is?
No. I happen to know it's enormous, but most of my guests will be on stand.
I wanted to see Klein, damn it!
Until then, I'm sure they'll be happily celebrating your father's victory.
Where is Klein? We better see him again this series, like this volume, or during Atlas arc. Is that a Faunus waiter? Wow, this is it's so cool that we're actually seeing what it looks like. Hi, Whitley, by the way. I mean, we already saw you, but
luck.
Yo, Mama Schnee! Are we gonna see Mama Schnee? Clover and
Care for a drink, sir?
Ah, here we go. The fauna. Is that a goat?
No, thanks.
Good for
I think
you.
I'll just stick to patrolling the grounds.
Good for you, Crow. I'm so proud of you, man. Also, shout out to the statues that.
Don't wander off. Don't break anything, and be ready in case the general calls on you.
Yeah, we don't want any surprises like last time.
Out of house and home.
Let's eat them out of house and home.
How about we do wander off, consider breaking things, and then all that other stuff.
Yeah, there you go.
I'll be in touch.
Okay.
Dear sister.
Oh.
I was hoping we could use this time to catch up.
Yeah, I'm sure. Mr. Newly appointed heiress.
Why did you go through so much trouble to leave home
only to come back?
Crawling back?
All right, she's not crawling back. Relax, buddy.
This might be a problem.
God damn it.
General Ironwood. Please.
Ah! Mama Schnee's picture!
Have a seat.
Her and Whitley? Is that a recent picture?
Councilman Sleet.
Hello, it's like you don't even have daughters.
Councilwoman Camilla.
Camilla and
Hill
Sleet.
had a nice ring to it.
Robin's here! Oh my god!
I should just be grateful I got invited to the table.
Holy shit, Penny!
That vigor of yours is precisely why we're grateful to have you with us.
Yeah, shut up, you scumbag. I don't even want to hear him talk.
What is she doing here?
What we're all doing.
What do you mean?
They're
political.
Addressing the concerns of our kingdom.
Yep, defending your seat on the council.
We have much to discuss.
That's Indeed. A big-ass table.
I was hoping we could start by...
Are we safe with her here, by the way?
Shut up.
I
Come on,
some
dude.
Confusion regarding her involvement in that horrific massacre.
As the official report
They're
stated,
fine.
that footage was
doctored.
Penny is completely under my control.
Which is concerning, I think.
Concerning?
He's already setting the pace. He's already setting the pace of the tone for how things are gonna go.
Why won't this kid buzz off?
We need to do something.
You don't know Whitley very much. John, where were you last chapter, dude? Oh my gosh,
well,
this is
Whitley,
such a
I'm
cool
sure
little moment.
He's lucky to have you. But if you'll pardon me.
And where exactly is it that you're going?
Hello, it's her house too. She has a room.
To drive, the company is promising parking space.
My own parking space? Shut up, Whitley. You love hearing yourself talk, bro. Oh!
Oh no! Look out!
No! Nora! What are you doing? Look at Ren. Ren's like, yes, it's all going according to plan. Oh! Oh, you guys screwed up. Oh, never mind, it worked. Wow, that couldn't have gone better.
If you'll excuse me.
Oh boy. Hey, it worked. Good shit, Team Juniper. You guys nailed it. Where's she going? Okay, so she's gonna go look around the house.
With a fair amount of autonomy for the past few years, James. But what we need now is for you to work with us.
Yeah, he's getting an it's
obvious
Winter.
No kingdom intends to declare war on Atlas.
She's just
we had no
annoyed.
Involvement in the incident at Haven. We have proof our drones weren't acting on orders at Beacon.
She does not want to be here.
Atlas borders is only serving to hurt our relations with the rest of the world.
The rest of the world? It's hurting us.
Us, yes, the people that your own kingdom
and they
people.
Want to know why.
Quite right, Miss Hill. And I'm afraid there's more than just your choices that have brought harm to our citizens as of late.
Oh?
Have your forces found any additional evidence as to who is slaughtering innocent civilians down in Mantle?
They're gonna say Penny.
That is an ongoing investigation. The details of which
Tyrion,
are classified,
we know who that is.
I'm afraid of the ever-growing list of classified information you seem to be keeping.
They love classified. Winter is not having this. Like, she's gonna like just like shut the fuck up, dude.
As it turns out, they know about as much as
she does not like her father
Even
at all.
You don't know?
The Amity Project will help with all of the issues you presented. But you have to understand that discretion is a top priority at this time.
You don't know who to trust.
You can't just buy trust like everything else. You have to earn it.
Thank you! Thank you.
I couldn't have said it better myself. General, if I may be blunt, you have spent what little trust this council had left in you. The hacker who turned Atlas drones against us was never captured.
This
Whoever's
is
been murdering
so
your critics
on
is still
Jacques'
at
side.
large. How are we supposed to give you our trust when you've given us nothing as of late?
That's kind of crazy when you think about how much trust plays into Ironwood's character, because that's exactly what Galinda was telling him in volume 2, right? She was like, you know, Ozpin has more experience than the rest of us. You know, you've always done what you thought was best for the people, but it's time to stop talking about trust and start showing it. But like, even in this predicament, like, you really I think it's gonna come down to Ironwood's own insecurities and internal paranoia of not knowing who to trust, where it's really just gonna destroy him from the inside out. Of maybe even losing his humanity along the way with everything he's trying to do to confront Salem and stop whatever she's trying to do.
Winter,
he's got this.
Enough.
Come on. You know you're just trying to help. You also hate your father like everybody else, rightfully so. Jacques' a real piece of work, man. Oh my gosh. Look at all of these. Whitley, the mother, Jacques.
Miss Schnee?
Oh.
Is everything okay?
I'm fine, thank you.
What
Keep
the
up
heck?
the great work.
So many butlers around here. Jesus. Wait, I can't believe Klein's actually gone. Oh, this is the office. Oh my God, you're literally in your father's office. What are you doing? You're gonna get caught.
Hello, darling.
Ah! Ah! Mama Schnee! Willow Schnee!
Are you okay?
Dude! 6 years, 7
I just let my
volumes!
emotions get the better of me.
What do you mean?
The mother!
You wouldn't understand.
Oh.
Come on. That's
no,
not what she meant.
What I mean is, this place holds a lot of memories for me specifically.
Not necessarily good ones.
You heard me. I sounded like a petulant child.
Yeah, you sounded fine.
Your emotions are coming to the surface, exactly.
And that is precisely the problem. I should have just stayed in line.
No, you shouldn't have. Fuck Jacques.
I guess you're right. I don't understand.
A heart. Wow. She doesn't have a real heart, so that's what she... Willow!
I'm sorry I couldn't come down for your party. I'm afraid
drinking again.
Oh
my God, she is so
Mom.
Beautiful.
It's fine.
Mom!
What are you doing in your father's office?
Who voices her?
Just
Where's the
looking for
voice?
something I left.
That's right, you.
Oh my
left.
God.
You left.
It affected her, of course.
I need to use Father's computer.
Why?
Because I think he may have done something. Something wrong.
Holy
I
shit.
thought we all simply assumed that at this
I'm
point.
still baffled that we're seeing the
some of us are
mother
trying to
for
do
the
something
first
about it.
time. Wow. That's a shot at her right there. Come on. Come on, man. Don't do that.
He started locking his home computer.
Of course he did.
He still has blind spots.
Get fucked. Oh, shit. camera right behind you.
You put a camera in here?
I put them in every room of this house. For our safety, in case I ever needed.
Wow.
You haven't come back to stay.
For her own safety. No.
No.
You need to get out too.
Good.
Oh my god. I can't believe we're seeing Willow Schnee for the first time. She looks amazing, man. Holy shit.
Came by.
Arthur, what? Arthur, what? They put it together. They're gonna put it together. They're gonna find out Watts is alive. They're gonna find out Watts is alive.
Please. Please don't forget about your brother.
Whitley wants nothing to do with me.
He's a victim.
Of course not. You left him alone. With us.
Wow. Whitley is a victim after all. Holy shit. Think of your brother for once. He might be a little shit, but...
Who are you?
You're about to find out! What? You're so badass, dude! Look at him! He's like, this whole city is mine! Such a great villain. I love Watts. Look at his dope-ass scroll. Look at this man just chilling in the rain like he owns the place. I mean, he literally does. The heating grid! The partnership with the Schnee Dust Company! Oh, you fucker. You're gonna freeze this place over. The heating units were the only thing that was keeping this place from freezing!
Mom, it's snowing!
Weiss was right after all. Oh yeah, kid. It's definitely snowing. Oh my god, dude. 6 years, 7 volumes it's taken us to get the introduction of Willow Schnee. Okay, hold on. Pause. Okay. Where is she? Willow Schnee, Caitlin Glass. Okay, so that's a new voice. Mantle Child, Brooke Olson, Councilwoman Camilla, Councilman Sleet, Chad James, good shit. Lauren as the female dinner guest. All right, and I think the rest of these names are just kind of general for the butlers and stuff like that. Oh my god, man. Oh my, Klein's gone. He was let go because he ended up helping Weiss. We have to see Klein again. You can't just get rid of the 7 dwarfs like that and just like, oh, well, they come and they go. There's other butlers. No, Klein was the man. Klein was that guy. I really hope he comes back to help Weiss or something, or he's still in Atlas, or he's still in Mantle, or he's still around. We don't know when he was let go, but assumedly it was after Weiss left. Fuck, man. Watts, you are so dope, man. You're so badass. So he did have something to do with the heating unit, the heating grid, that is in partnership with the Schnee Dust Company. And that in turn is how he would have gotten the access to the network files to eventually find out about Penny's files and basically everything they were talking about in the last chapter. Holy shit, man. We didn't really get a lot in this chapter, to be honest. It seems like it's like half of like part 1 of a 2-parter. It seems like there's more to be said and more to be told and more to be expressed from this entire function, you know? Weiss was doing her own type of snooping investigation. We got the introduction of Mama Schnee. Oh my goodness gracious, dude. Mama Schnee's introduction. Willow, confirmed. Willow Schnee. People have been calling her Willow for years. There was a little slip up with a leak with one of Monty's like computer folders that had Willow in it, like in the early days of RWBY. So people kind of put together Willow as Weiss's mother's name, and now it's officially been stated for the first time in the series, 6.5 years into the series' continuation with the 7th volume. Mama Schnee, drunk, still wanting to help her kids more than anything, help her kids more than herself, you know? She looked so beautiful too. My God, like she looked really like, I thought she looked way younger than the picture looks older than she does, to be quite honest. Her hair's not also doesn't look completely like Snow White, like the kids are. Her hair, maybe it's the lighting. It might have been, actually, yeah, it seems like it's the lighting of the room. I also am a really big fan of like hair that's like off to one side. That's kind of considered the anime death hairstyle. Most anime characters who have their hair like braided off to the side eventually die. That's kind of like an anime trope. Her hair's not braided, but it is tied off and off to the side of her head. Wow, she looks great. I love the way she, like, her model looks cool. Her design looks great. Her outfit looks awesome. Clearly still affected by Jacques to the point where she put security cameras in the house for her protection, her kids' protection. If he is physical, if he's physically violent, obviously he's manipulative. Obviously he's emotionally damaging, and like obviously he probably is emotionally manipulative of his wife and kids. Look at this shit. No wonder Weiss was like throwing all those bottles of alcohol in Brunswick Farm. This just reminds her of her mother. You know what I mean? She goes through alcoholism with her mother the same way that Ruby and Yang did with Uncle Crow, and over the years. So they managed to put 2 and 2 together. Weiss is so fucking awesome, man. Like, literally best girl. It was Weiss who is slowly but surely discovering the identity of Arthur Watts. Now, if she can just manage to get out of here in one piece and manages to keep and hold on to these files, Watts' identity will be discovered. I wonder if that simultaneously means that Watts and company will try to go after Jacques for essentially leaking this information, or this information coming to pass because he went to the Schnee house. Also, that's also kind of like a calculated effort for the mother. She didn't even realize it, but her putting cameras in all the house and in every room of the house ended up working out for everybody. Yeah, a lot of damaging effects of this place for Winter and Weiss specifically. I mean, this is a damaging part of their past. And like the mother said, I've always been of the mind of like not treating Whitley like shit by association with the father just because he's the youngest, just because he's the one that listens to the father. You know, he's the youngest. He doesn't have the opportunity like Winter to leave and join the military, or Weiss to leave and go to combat school. You know, he's the most influential. He's the first son of Jacques as well, which gives more influence for him to want to mold him in his image for the Schnee Dust Company and the future. You know, he wasn't as pompous as he usually was. You know what I mean? At the very least, he was like, "Oh, I still want my sister to say hi to me." Obviously, he was really smug about it. But I'm far more sympathetic and empathetic to Whitley now. You know, after we first got introduced to him in Volume 4, because of the idea that he was always alone. You know, Weiss and Winter always had each other, but who did Whitley have? He had his drunk, you know, mentally and emotionally abused mother and his controlling, strict, abusive father. So, you know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, you can't really fault Whitley for following in line with whatever Jacques wants and slowly being molded into who he is today because of his father's influence. So, I really hope there's hope for Whitley. I really hope there's redemption for Whitley. I mean, not really even redemption. He hasn't done anything wrong. It's just like he's guilty by association in the community, at the very least, for majority of people, because it's like, oh, Whitley, well, he's shitly. He sucks. No one likes him. He's a mini Jacques. It's like, he's a fucking kid. He hasn't had the chance to be a damaging or a bad character because of the fact that everything's been set up for him similar to Weiss and probably even Winter when she was younger. That's why she lashed out against her father. You know, you can't buy everything. You have to earn the trust. And, you know, in a way, this was great. This whole like shot for shot montage moment, like moment by moment thing happening. I hope more is eventually gonna follow through with this whole party with Team RWBY and Team Juniper at the very least, instead of it just being like some one-off thing. They obviously, I think they're mainly here for security, right? The Aesops, Team RWBY, Team Juniper. Watts is clearly in Mantle doing his own thing, so at the very least, I don't think anything major in that regard is going to happen. But there is still the possibility of Tyrion showing up. But then again, Tyrion hasn't been in Atlas yet. He's also been in Mantle. So while things are kind of boiling over here, everyone's obviously against Ironwood. You know what I mean? Like, Ironwood's been trying to do as much as possible without giving information to everyone, because it's case sensitive, and you don't know who's going to go and run their mouth, or who's going to let information slip, or who's good and who's bad. You know, Jacques of all people, Jacques working with Watts. You tell this guy everything, it transfers to Watts, transfers to Salem, GG villains. You know what I mean? So I just hate how the power play is on Jacques right now, and he's applying the pressure to Ironwood, and it's working. You know what I mean? It's ultimately working because he is the villain. He is the bad guy. And it's specifically for reasons like this that I'm glad Ironwood is still keeping his composure, deciding to hold things close to the chest instead of being guilt-tripped into all of this nonsense because of Jacques. And like what Weiss said, Jacques will do anything to win. Like the World of Remnant also suggested, Jacques doesn't care about people, he cares about winning. And he'll do anything it takes to win, whether that is sell his soul, sell his lineage to people around him, you know. I don't think things are going to turn out good for Jacques. I wouldn't be surprised if he died. My only fear is that there would be no one left to run the company efficiently. You know, Winter doesn't want anything to do with this place. Weiss doesn't want anything to do with this place. The mother doesn't seem capable, hence why she married someone who could take over the company. And Whitley isn't old enough. He's not ready. So, you know, this could just mean a lot of things for the Schnee name and the Schnee, I guess, the Schnee's livelihood in this place if something were to happen to Jacques. But yeah, this is a very heavy episode for the Schnees in particular. You know, Winter also confronting and interacting with her father. Very clear that she has a quelling rage, a quiet rage that's been building up probably ever since she left this place. And to kind of just lash out at her father kind of made her feel a little immature, but it's really normal. You know what I mean? Like, from time to time, I even think of things that happened when I was a kid, and it's like, I'm an adult now, and I can't change those things, but it doesn't change the fact that years later, I'm going to be 30 next year, years later, me just thinking on those things that went on in my childhood, things that I wasn't particularly, happy about, or things that I feel like were unfair that happened to me, or, you know, my siblings, or my mom, or my stepdad, or whatever, or my dad. I still dwell on those things because it deeply affects who you become as an adult, and those things live with you whether people want to admit it or not. So I can easily respect and understand how Weiss and Winter are both feeling, being in a house that's no longer a home to them. So this was great overall. It was a very basic episode, I would say. It seems like, I mean, not basic, I don't want to say that because it seems like it seems like I'm underappreciating it, but a lot of beats. But I feel like I feel like it's a little odd because this is the episode we get for the break, and the previous break episodes have given us so much to look forward to in terms of like, holy shit, like I'm on the edge of my seat, I have to wait 2 weeks to find out what happens next. This seemed like it gave a very basic conclusion. Also, Jacques, you're fucking crazy, dude. Why would you only marry this woman is gorgeous. Are you kidding me, bro? Like, you only married her for the Schnee name? You didn't like, she is beautiful for like probably a rather older woman. She is gorgeous. I love her. I love everything about Mama Schnee. I keep calling her Mama Schnee even though we know her name. It's going to take me a while to reference and refer to her as Willow. But look at her. Loves her kids, wants what's best for them, does what she can to keep them safe, even at the cost of herself. And even though she's sinking into a drunken stupor, you know, day in and day out, she still wants her kids to be together and her kids to be okay and to look out for one another. And that's another thing that I resonate with too, because growing up, me and my brother used to argue and fight a lot as kids. He's 4 years younger than I am, and like my mother always wanted us to get along because, like, you know, when we get older and then, you know, eventually if when my mother passes, like we're all that we have, you know what I mean? My brother and my sister are all that we have for each other in terms of family. So I can understand that as well. The fact that there is some what's the word I'm looking for? Tension between the siblings. But I feel like, again, that stems from the father. I feel like the father is the reason for all of the disdain between the siblings, the parent to child interaction as well. Like Jacques is the problem in everything. So God damn it, Weiss. You were really onto something. I can't believe she called that. The heating grid. Yep. Closing down all of the heating. And the rain is now turned to snow. So the heating unit is what prevents Mantle from freezing over. And this is another problem for Ironwood. Another problem. It's like this place isn't being kept up at all. This kid's so excited. Oh my God, it's and you know what? There's been so much heavy rainfall here, which probably just goes to show, like, yeah, that's how important the heating system is to Mantle. It keeps this place from freezing over, and lo and behold, that's what appears to be happening. But damn. Overall, interesting chapter. Really liked it. Mama Schnee's introduction, great. She is gorgeous. I'm like smitten over her already. Like, Jesus Christ, she's amazing. Voice acting really well done. I like the dynamic that we got between her and you know, Weiss especially. You know, hopefully we get to see some interactions between her and Whitley, her and Winter, especially Winter being the older one. But yeah, it was great to kind of at least see her. Like, Mama Schnee was the only expectation of mine that actually came to fruition. Klein got the boot, which I really hope we still see him. I will be so upset if we don't see Klein again. And no formal attire, unfortunately. Feels bad, man. But at the very least, we got Mama Schnee. I'll take what I can get. And that is it. That is the episode that we got left off with the break. I hope you guys enjoyed. This seems like it's going to be a very straightforward discussion, just because it legitimate. First off, it was really short, and it was just kind of like, it felt more of like a setup for what we could potentially get in the next episode if we continue and pick up right where the episode left off, also in the Schnee manner. But now that we know, well, at least Weiss now has some information on Watts, she can refer that to Ironwood. They can cross-reference notes. Talk to Pietro, realize, holy shit, that's one of my former colleagues, understand what he's doing, figure out his motives and why he's doing this, and then they can kind of start putting pieces together and kind of getting to the bottom of understanding that Watts and Tyrion are working for Salem, etc., before this entire fucking place freezes over and before Atlas falls out of the sky, which would be great. But with all that said, thank you guys so much for watching. I do hope you appreciated and enjoyed the video. As always, leave your thoughts in the comments. Happy holidays, happy new year. Enjoy this break. Take some time off for, you know, hanging out with friends, seeing family, and the like. And I will see you guys for the continuation of Volume 7 in 2020. Thank you guys so much, and until next time, take care.